You're 52 years old. You open your retirement account. The balance? Zero. Maybe you had other priorities. Kids, mortgage, medical bills. Maybe you lost a job. Maybe the system just didn't work for you. Whatever the reason, you're here now. And the question is the same. Can I still catch up? Here's the reality. If you're 52 and just starting to save for retirement, or you have almost nothing saved, the math says you're looking at losing roughly half your income when you stop working. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't personal financial advice. I'm walking through publicly available data to show what the numbers look like for someone in this exact situation. I'll show you the math and whether you can catch up. So let's start with the brutal reality. What does starting from zero at 52 actually mean? Here's the problem. You have 15 years until full retirement age at 67. That's it.
You could claim Social Security early at 62. That's only 10 years away. But that comes with a permanent cut of about 30% compared to waiting until 67. So the clock is already ticking. But it's not just about time. It's about what time does to money. Someone who started saving at 25 had 42 years of compound growth. According to historical S&P 500 data, money doubles roughly every 7 to 10 years at typical market returns. That means a dollar invested at 25 could have grown 16 to 32 times by retirement. Your dollar at 52, it might double once, maybe twice if you're lucky. You're not just behind on savings, you're behind on time itself. And here's the data. According to Vanguard's 2025 report, the average 401k balance for people in their early 50s is about $188,000. The median, meaning half of people have less, is only $67,000. But here's where it gets worse, and this is the part most people miss. You might be thinking, okay, 15 years is tight, but I can save aggressively. But there's a deeper issue. So how did we get here? Why are so many people at zero at 52? 3 reasons. First, wages haven't kept up. The median household income in 2024 was about $83,700. That's barely higher than a decade ago after inflation. Second, life got expensive. Housing, healthcare, education, all of them rose faster than paychecks. You were paying for survival, not building a nest egg.
Third, the 401k system was designed for people who started at 25 and never stopped. It assumes 40+ years of contributions. Most people don't have that. Job changes, layoffs, gaps in coverage. The system wasn't built for real life. And here's the proof. According to Federal Reserve data from 2022, only 57% of Americans ages 55 to 64 even have a retirement account. That's a near 30-year low. And according to AARP in 2024, 20% of adults over 50 have nothing saved at all. You're not alone in this. The system wasn't designed for this reality. But that doesn't answer the real question. Can you still catch up? So here's what that means for you. Here's what most people miss. Retirement isn't about hitting a savings number. It's about replacing your income.
Financial planners talk about income replacement rate, how much of your paycheck you'll still have after you stop working. And this is where the math gets real. The average Social Security benefit in 2026 is about $2,016 per month. That's roughly $24,000 a year. According to Social Security's own estimates, that replaces about 40% of pre-retirement income for the average earner. So if you're earning $60,000 a year now, Social Security gives you about $24,000. Where's the other $36,000 coming from? That's the gap. And that's where starting from zero at 52 becomes a real problem. Now, you do have catch-up contributions. In 2026, if you're over 50, you can put $24,500 into a 401k, plus an $8,000 catch-up. That's $32,500 total per year. But can you actually close that gap starting at 52? Let me show you 3 scenarios. Scenario 1, aggressive. You max out those catch-up contributions. $32,500 per year for 15 years, assuming a 7% real return based on historical S&P 500 averages. You'd have about $652,000 by age 67. Add Social Security at about $24,000 per year, and you're looking at roughly $56,000 in annual retirement income. That's 93% of a $60,000 pre-retirement income. You're close, but it requires maxing out every single year. That's best case. Let's be realistic. Scenario 2, moderate. You save $15,000 per year for 15 years at 7%. That gets you about $301,000 by 67. Combined with Social Security, you're looking at about $42,000 per year in retirement. That's 70% replacement. You're functional, but tighter than before. Scenario 3, minimal. You save $5,000 per year. That's about $100,000 by 67. Add Social Security, and you've got about $28,000 per year total. That's 47% replacement. You're living almost entirely on Social Security. That's the lose half your income reality. Here's the brutal part. Maxing out catch-up contributions means saving $32,500 per year. If you're earning $60,000, that's over half your gross income. Most people can't do that. So where does that leave you? The math is hard, but it's not hopeless if you know what to check. So can you catch up? The honest answer? Partially. Here's what that means in practice. You won't have the nest egg someone who started at 25 has, but you can close the gap if you start now. Again, I'm not telling you what to do with your money. These are general steps based on how the system works. Talk to a qualified financial advisor about your specific situation. Here's what to check. Step 1. Your Social Security estimate at SSA.gov. Knowing your baseline helps. That number is the foundation of everything else. Step 2. If you have access to a 401k, many people focus on the employer match first. That's money you won't be able to recapture later. Even if you can't max out contributions, capturing that match makes a difference. Step 3. Calculating what you can realistically save per month. Not what some guideline says, not what Fidelity recommends, what your actual budget allows. Step 4. One option some people explore is working longer, even part-time, past 67. Under current Social Security rules, each year you delay claiming past full retirement age increases your benefit by 8%. That compounds. Waiting from 67 to 70 is a 24% permanent increase. Step 5. Understanding the trust fund issue. According to the 2025 Trustees Report, if no policy changes occur, the trust fund could be depleted by 2034, at which point the system would be able to pay about 81% of scheduled benefits. That's not panic, that's planning. Some planners build assumptions around 80%, not 100. Look, you're not going to retire like someone who saved for 40 years, but partial catch-up is better than no catch-up. And knowing the numbers means you can make real decisions instead of hoping it works out. The next step? Running your own numbers with these assumptions and talking to a licensed advisor about your specific situation is how you turn data into a plan. If this breakdown was helpful, consider subscribing. I break down retirement math and financial history without the hype.